Whoa, make that switch.
Good morning. Welcome back to the City Kia Show, film live right here at City Kia. It's kind of early in the morning. I have a special guest today I'm going to introduce in a second. It's been a couple of weeks since we've talked, or I've done another podcast. It's the Orlando 500, so it's been kind of crazy this month. We're very blessed. You know, thousands of customers last year. Actually, 5,500 customers last year made the switch to City Kia. Remember, and you can too. So once in a while, we run into someone, a consumer that's in the market that has a unique experience. It could be bad, good, bad, or ugly. Just like chocolate, like ice cream, vanilla, strawberry, chocolate, different flavors. And I'd like to highlight this. We're talking to a very bright, very educated young lady. Her name is Brooke. I want her to tell you her story. I don't want to do it. I can't. So I'm going to turn it over to her, and let's welcome her to the City Kia Show Live. And good morning, Brooke.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You got it. It's all yours. Let's all hear your story, because it's a really interesting story.
It's a very interesting story. So about a month ago, my husband and I bought a Kia Telluride from another dealership in the Orlando area. I'm not going to name them. I haven't named them throughout this whole process, but we bought a Kia Telluride, a 2023 certified pre-owned vehicle. And then about a week later, we got a call that we had to return the car back. And the reasoning was that the previous owner wanted her car back, which was really bizarre. Really bizarre. Immediately, I kind of knew that story might not have been true, just because if the previous owner wanted her car back, they could have just simply said, sorry, we sold it, we can give you a brand new car.
That's true.
They didn't need to call us who just purchased the car. Anyway, there was a lot of red flags throughout the whole process of buying the car. I mean, the first thing I should have caught was that they did not fill the car with gas. It was almost on empty, so when we left the dealership with our car, there was no gas in the tank, so that was just one red flag of many throughout the whole process. But I shared this story on TikTok. My TikToks blew up. I have over probably 40 million views, and it keeps growing every day. But people in the comments were giving me like so many different advice, and it was a lot to take in. And I actually met a man through TikTok that helped us throughout the whole process. He negotiates car deals for people for a living, and he was willing to help us for free. And he's the one who actually thought of the idea to possibly go to a different dealership and get a car, the same exact car, brand new, from another dealership. That was, I forgot to mention.
Was it the one that you bought at the competitive store? That was a pre-owned vehicle, was it?
That was
certified to CPO?
Yeah, that was a certified pre-owned, and I forgot to mention that the previous dealership said that if we brought the certified pre-owned back, that they would give us a brand new car for the same price, same exact car and everything. And at first that sounded like a great deal, but then we kind of decided we didn't want to have to deal with a dealership that was kind of giving us red flags and kind of making up stories throughout the whole process.
Yeah, we were already uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly. We were uncomfortable with the whole situation. So the gentleman, Tom, who I mentioned that I met on TikTok, thought of the idea to let's find another dealership, whether it's in Orlando or not in Orlando, that would match that same deal. And that's when he found you guys, and you guys really saved the day. And we just had a completely different experience here. I mean, the culture is just, it's different than any other dealership.
Let me jump in. So while this is going on, I mean, I remember that day because I was back-to-back meetings all day. And they tell me kind of what happened to him, and they tell me the story. They're talking to me in my office. I've got two computer screens going. I stop and I pause and I said, can you tell me that again? Can you repeat that? Yeah. So they tell me this bizarre story, and things happen. Nobody does that on purpose. So that was somebody that dropped the ball and nobody caught it. Mm-hmm. But mistakes happen everywhere. The problem is there were other ways to take care of you and your husband. Tom was your agent, right? His whole business is negotiating car deals for people. Right, so like an auto broker.
Sure. Yeah.
Consultant.
Yeah.
Right, to help people. That's great. That's a great asset. I've worked with several companies that do that.
Yeah.
So they tell me the story, and I said, well, here's a chance for us to make a difference. This is a chance for us to say, you know what? Let's take somebody who's had a horrible experience and give them a City Kia home of the best guest experience deal. So that's how we're going to do it. I said, I'll get creative. You get a hold of Brooke, of Tom and Brooke. You get a hold of them, because we had Cole involved, we had Jessica involved, we had,
Miles.
let me see, we had Miles and JP. We had 2 managers and 2 agents, 4 people, for a team of 4 to help Brooke, because we need to position certain things. So that's when I got involved. So continue.
Where was I?
You were at the point where Tom was already talking to Jessica and Miles
yeah.
and everybody else.
So Tom reached out. He reached out, I think, to 2 that were interested, which was City Kia, and I think he said 1 more dealership in Miami. And City Kia just completely turned around the whole situation. I mean, I would have never thought to even reach out to any other dealerships. I would have just taken the deal at the original one, because that was still a good deal to get a brand new vehicle for the same price.
It was an incredible deal.
It was just the fact that it was already uncomfortable for us, so it was just crazy that another dealership was willing and nice enough to even consider the deal.
Well, you lost trust at that moment.
Yep.
And you were annoyed, and your husband was frustrated. It caused frustration.
Yeah.
I mean, folks, it's horrible. Imagine, and this is something, and I've had to make tough decisions. Brooke, I had a situation a year ago similar to yours, but it happened here. So I actually bought, I didn't disrupt the second family. It was buyer's remorse. So legally, when we do in our paperwork, we have to assign, like she must have done her homework. She said exactly the way it works. If somebody purchases a vehicle and then for some reason something goes wrong and it's on the customer side, we have the right to assign that vehicle to someone else, which in your case was you and your husband.
Yeah.
Let's say at the other deal. So that last year I made that customer whole. I bought their car, and but I had to get involved, and it would. But it doesn't happen very often here because we're very structured. But mistakes do happen.
Yep.
It's how you overcome a mistake. And I meet a lot of customers, and I met a lot of you folks here in Central Florida, that I met you in a tough situation in my service drive where you were mad about or angry or frustrated because something wrong with the car. Anything, it's not if, it's when. Everything mechanical, sooner or later, a spring's gonna pop.
Yep.
It happens. It's how we respond to that, right? So my test with my team, that we passed the first test. Now my second test is to make sure, Brooke, that your experience, so now you have a car from City Kia, you and your husband can enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it's how your experience is from now forward when you need service, when you need to have a question, when you need help. That's where we are leaps and bounds ahead of our competitors. And I'm going to say that it's not about volume. We are the largest volume store. It's not about that.
Yeah.
It's about going the extra yard for the customer. And I'm blessed, and I'm very happy that you gave me the time to come in and share your story today. I've been wanting to do this. We keep missing each other.
I know.
So today's the first time we actually met in person. So I told her, you remember the movie Wizard of Oz? I'm the guy behind the curtain.
Yeah.
She hadn't seen me up to now, but I was the one moving all the strings.
Yeah.
So, Brooke, I want to thank you a lot for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you ever have something that this is your format too. So if you ever have something you want to discuss, or because you do a lot of research and you meet a lot of people and it's automotive related, give me a call and come back and join us on the podcast.
Definitely, I will. And I do want to add one more thing: is the culture at this dealership versus others is very different, and I found that out immediately upon walking into the door, because there's music playing and everyone is greeting you. And I mean, not that other dealerships don't greet you, but the music, I think, is what
it helps.
Really kind of just
the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's the whole atmosphere here. And when we purchased the car, like, everyone cheered and they did a whole celebration, and I thought that was really unique. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And we want to celebrate you. So, Brooke, again, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'd like you to come back at some point and let's have another show. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching City Kia Live, and I'll see you soon. Take care.
Bye.
Whoa, make that switch to City Kia, to City Kia.